Happy Friday guys, and welcome back to another episode of Riff Amps. Super Reverb, right, so still waiting on the new output transformer to arrive. But apart from that, I haven't done anything else. I think it was this cap that was the original cause. The breaking of that that leg caused the bias voltage to decrease, meaning the output valves were biased far too hot. It ran into runaway, and I think that started to cause all the issues that happened. So once we've got everything back together and it's up and running, I can then take proper measurements and see exactly what those operating conditions are to make sure that it's going to be safe to use out on the road. Now, the customer has asked, what can I do to make sure that it's not, if there is a fault, we're not going to take the output transformer again? Well, easiest thing to do is the high voltage winding has a sensor tap that goes straight to ground, so we're just going to break that connection, put a small fuse holder in. So we've got a HT fuse, a B+ fuse in the end. Oh, look at that. Loose as well. Well, yes, so we've got a HT fuse just to add some extra protection. Over on the shelf, the 2-rock is still behaving, hasn't played up yet, so we'll keep trying that. And we've just started the next batch of Elysium builds. We're doing a batch of 10. There's 9 there, and because we've got one that customers been waiting for, I'm going to get that built up first thing in the morning for the customer. PR50 should be finished tomorrow, and then we can get that. Cabinets arrived for it, so we get that boxed up and shipped out. And then we've got a build course in next week. Guys coming in to build a 5E3, so we're looking forward to that. We've got some prep to do to make sure that that's ready. Right, so this has come in for service. This is we think it's either late 60s or early 1970s. It's a LANEY 100 watt PA head or unit. Would never be a combo. 6 channel, and it's just come in for a basic service and check over. The guy who owns this picked it up for 100 quid, which is an absolute bargain. He got this and he got the matching 2x15 cabinet for it for 100 quid, which is incredible. So anyway, it's got original partridge iron, mains transformer, choke and output transformer, all original. It's got a mismatched pair of, let me just rotate this round, show you. It's got a mismatched pair of EL34 output valves. It's got 2 mullards, could be original. That one is a no name, and then this one is something else as well. Tionex. Right. Lots of Brimars in it. Probably the original set of valves for the amplifier. So we've fired it up on the test bench, and oh, excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, it's probably the original set of valves for the amp. It has had some basic maintenance in the past, which is a good thing, but I'll just try and flip it up to show you, because it is a heavy beast, this thing. There you go. So we're not sure if this cap and this cap are original. although they are period correct, so I'm not going to make a call on that. But it has had lots of... No, it hasn't had a lot of maintenance, but it has had some. All these blue caps are starting to bulge, so I need a replacement. So we're going to have to look at doing that if the customer wants us to. I would recommend it. As I said, we fired it up on the test bench. It is putting out 100 watts, which is good. But some of the not all of the channels are equal. Some are doing 100 watts, some are only doing 50 watts, and we think it's just down to dirty pots and things that we need to get cleaned. But it is a very nice valve amplifier that just needs a little bit of TLC. Okay, so Super Reverb update. The output transformer arrived today, and there she is, running on the bench, behaving quite nicely. Now, slight problem, here's the old one. This is the original for the amp, the one that's faulty. The replacement that arrived is the same laminations, the same stack, but the feet spacing to mount it onto the chassis was ever so slightly different. And so I would have had to drill holes into the chassis to get the thing to fit, which I didn't want to do. But because the mounting hole spacing for the bell covers was the same, what we've actually done is swapped in the original, or swapped over the original Fender ones to the amp. So it still retains the original look, but the insides are obviously new, and that's running fine. And we didn't have to drill the chassis, which is a very good thing. So we're just going to leave this soak testing. It's currently putting out well, into 2 ohms, which is what it is. We need 9.5 volts for 45 watts, which is about what this is. So we can get it to 9.5. But it's actually, if we get it there, it's doing about 36, 37 watts. It's nice and clean. Go for the normal channel. It will do 45 watts easily. So we'll just leave that burning in. Make sure everything's okay. Got the new output valves installed, new rectifier. So they're running in nicely. This one's got the bias balance circuit, so you just adjust that. And then we can obviously measure what they're running at. You can mod these so it becomes a hybrid of both the bias balance and the bias adjust circuit. Not going to do that on this one because we don't need to. And then once it's had a couple of hours burning in, we'll give it a play test and do any other jobs that we think are required. But there you go, that's pretty much the Super Reverb done. Oh, the other thing, I've got to add HT fuse. I'm going to add it between the centre tap and ground. The high voltage centre tap and ground, that would be a good place to do it. Find a good place to mount the fuse holder. Okay, so Jamie is currently building 2 Ainsley Lister signature amps. So that's his job for the next... that's his 2 builds that he's got ongoing. I am just about to start building a black plate PR18 that we're going to do in a... He's gone for... What colour is it? British Racing Green and Basket Weave Cabinet, which that should be with me hopefully next week. But I'm about to start the chassis build on that, so board's already done. Most of the flying leads are attached, got a couple more to do. So I've got to start populating the chassis. I need to cut the IEC hole out and start mounting everything. So that's my next job. And we've got some, and we still got the Elysium builds to do as well. So there you go, guys, a bit of a short and sweet one today. Obviously we had the longer video on Wednesday, Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy your weekend, and I shall see you next week.